I'm kind of in shock right now. Maybe that's it, just like in shock as to like what's going to happen.
We're Girl Power, and this week we're recording an EP.
It's such a memorabilia, so like a lot of people like it because it's like a tangible thing, and it's such a really like great skill to have, and just be like, yeah, I worked on a tape machine and like I know how to like pretty much press vinyls.
The opportunity to use the analog tape machine is extremely exciting to me because Sony just announced that they're going to be pressing vinyl for the first time in 28 years, so it's really exciting that St. Rose students will have that exact same opportunity now.
I think it's harder in analog because you kind of have to get it right the first time. You can't necessarily do everything and edit everything in post, but it's like really cool that you get to see it like being made like right in front of your eyes.
I think we're one of the few colleges that are using a record cutter and making music and recording music and releasing it and pressing it onto records.
I really made a complete change and moved into the digital world from the analog. So I am kind of surprised and intrigued how the young people are so fascinated by doing extra work, extra time to use the analog equipment. Les Paul, wonderful person. He was the one that thought about how to get more parts on a piece of tape.
You know, in classical music, we study Bach and Mozart and Beethoven, and in jazz you study Miles Davis, John Coltrane. But for our music and for the way that our music integrates with studio recording, Les Paul is that person.
And I never thought I'd end up in a situation where his foundation is helping us here at St. Rose to really push the envelope and to revisit some of the historical techniques.
We approached the Les Paul Foundation about finding a way to purchase the equipment that Les Paul used and find a way to implement that into our curriculum. We've done what's called the Les Paul projects, and we've implemented them into our recording studios and classes here in the music industry program. And I worked with the Les Paul Foundation over the greater part of the last 2 years to get a grant to purchase historic recording equipment, which includes our record-cutting lathe and some analog reel-to-reel recording machines and also some analog mastering machines. One of the pieces that we now have is the record cutter, which is the Presto 6N. It was probably the most used record cutter in the 30s and 40s.
The intrigue, the novelty, returning to the roots.
People would describe it as like the magic.
There's something like physical, there's a sort of different energy to it.
I feel like I'm connected to all those legends of the past.